Okay. Good afternoon, everybody.
Problem, sir.
Thank you very much for joining here, and thanks to Andrew and other for inviting me. In fact, it is a great occasion to discuss something related to rural development, and which is coming. Uh, Last, as I was mentioning, last more than 20 years, I am in the field of rural development. As little bit background that I did my master's and PhD in Vishwabharati University, Shantiniketan, our national anthem and this. And the Tagore's model of rural development. So how the Siniketan model of rural development when you started. And I did my PhD on microfinance, and just I saw that Bandhan Bank is there. I'm in the board of director for Bandhan Bank also, and as per the part of Bandhan Bank, I'm also the trustee member of Northeastern Financial Inclusion Trust. So recently, we are trying to, with this trust, we are trying to build one. The proposal is going on. One medical college in Agartala, then few in Silchar also is coming. The trust. So I'm trying to contribute as much as possible in different way. Last 23 years, I am working in Northeast. So very much I'm part and parcel of Northeast. My family is in Agartala, so and I work in National Institute of Rural Development, Guwahati, as a rural development associate professor to be as the how the policy research and is going on. So MGNREGA, it was there. Now it has shifted toward so some changes. Till what are the exactly roadmap and guideline? It is under process going on. The act has been passed, so we are also preparing. This is also preparatory workshop we can say, and that. If you see that from the very beginning, in the meantime, let me also tell that in the rural development, as I am in the part of rural development, I have formed a network is called Global Forum for Sustainable Rural Development, which having more than 12,000 member from 132 countries. So I'm trying to bring in some network with them, several knowledge center and other. Last year, I joined in Nagaland University. It was it's under the School of Agriculture, but later phase they have changed it to the School of Social Science. So I joined in the first May of this. Immediately, the Department of Rural Development and Planning. So I talked with the Vice Chancellor sir and other. Then we have started new course on rural development and management. So rural development and management is a new course. So earlier it was a only 2 3 students used to be there. Now this year it make a interdisciplinary mode, and now we have 22 students first batch and second is coming. 9 PhD scholar we have, and 2 postdoctoral students are also. In the meantime, so we are trying to make how we can link with the state government as well as central government. Recently, we have signed a MOU with RIS, Research and Information System for Developing Countries, which is one of the think tank for Ministry of External Affairs. We got a University Connect Hub to do some research on the policy direction. Because we Northeastern region, we are sharing border with 5 international countries, so it is something different. It is not like that because these are all related to rural development itself, our livelihood, our all the cultures and everything. To some extent, there are some influence of the those countries. If Bangladesh is unrest, we are suffering in Agartala and other. But there are also positive things. Say, for example, when there is a Dhaka Agartala bus service, I bought 7 international tour on microfinance tour. First time I initiated those things. So from batch from Dimapur, batch from Nagaland, 20 people from different banks and other. Then Assam, from Mizoram, we went there. So rural development, if you see that from the very beginning, each and everywhere the rural development and we advocate for rural development as more than 70%, or now it is a little bit reduced in the rural areas. So when we are talking of the Bikshit Bharat, okay, it's a target was given as a 2047 that we are all working towards that. Earlier, like Millennium Development Goal was there, even the Sustainable Development Goal 2030. But yeah, we could not achieve all the Millennium Development Goal. We may not achieve all the Sustainable Development Goal because only we have 4 years, but yet to reach to that. But when we talk about that rural development, we generally advocate for the localization of SDG as much as possible. That's why the rural development, these things are very important. Localization of SDGs are there. It is not that from the above we will think on that, how grassroots level we can work on that. And that's why if you see that SDG goal number 1, zero poverty, right? So zero poverty, and if you see the global picture, more than 80% people, the poor people in the rural area. Similarly, SDG goal number 2, if you think that zero hunger, and zero hunger, the malnourished and the malnutrition people, even the hunger people in the rural area. And there is also solution from the zero hunger to address, like that agriculture, sustainable agriculture, organic agriculture, natural farming, all are coming from the rural area. Similarly, you go to the almost every goal, even the clean city, the sustainable city, those things are also depends on rural. The how better rural development, then it can reduce the migration to urban. So that if you are going for the clean city, then you have to be the rural development, better rural development. So that's why all the SDG goals are to some extent depends on how better you can do the rural development. Now coming to that rural development, how we are going to rural development, it's a different approach, as Andrew was telling, that holistic approach, the integrated approach, that community level approach, then participatory approach, right-based approach. Even earlier, this is a little bit dilemma. If you see that MGNRG and other, lot of people are advocating on that, people are discussing on that, because earlier it was a right-based approach, the act, guarantees act. But here this program, and there obviously every program we design earlier, it was a, we have mainly for the livelihood, we have 2 types of program, One is called self-employment generation program. Another is the wage employment generation program. This is the 2 employment generation program. Third, definitely area development program, where the infrastructure and other things is to come, like border area development program, drought-prone area program, desert development program, integrated agriculture development program, hill area development programs, all are area development. Even the watershed and other things, those are area. Fourth is obviously some basic minimum need. We need road, we need health, we need sanitation, we need water, we need electricity. Those things are, and fifth, obviously, is to come as a social security related program. How it can be old age person for the who are the inclusive, mostly talking of the inclusive rural development. Those things are coming. So if we categorize these 5 things, now 5 things, all our government departments, all the government schemes are, you can put all this in these 5 categories of program. Whatever the program, it is there. Department, say for example, forest management, joint forest management is happening, but it is also part of area development program, but it's run by forest department or climate change department. So rural development always we believe is it's the center of development. It should be. And now coming to the twisting, what is happening to MGNREGA and this, why it has changed, right? Apart from politics, we are not going on that detail, though it is not necessary. But from the development perspective or the rural development professional, what we are seeing and this, no doubt MGNREG was running quite long time. Over the passage of time, you need change, right? Your fashion, your style, food habit, with the gradual shifting, needs some change. Okay, all the time is a, and there was some good studies. All the rural development program, there are some good studies, there are some bad studies, definitely. Okay. How we are going to implement some innovation and this. Earlier it was a 2, whenever there is a wage employment program, we have 2 objectives. All the wage employment programs having 2 objectives, even including this program also. We have a Johar Rozgar Yojana, we have Gram Samriddhi Yojana, all the wage food for work program. If you look back to earlier, rural, the gradual evolution of the program. Then Sampurna Gramin Rozgar Yojana, all are wage employment program. And then it came to the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. The 2 objectives are there. One, to make assure income. And if you do the wage, then you will get 2 things. Either you will get cash or kind. Earlier it was a food security. So you had a PDS and other systems were there. So you'll get some remuneration as a wage and also some rice, food grains or the wheat or something. Then it was shifted towards the and another objective is to create a rural infrastructure in terms of road, in terms of pond, in terms of various other culvert or another. But the idea obviously not to allow machines, mainly to unskilled labor. Even if you go to the Gandhiji's thought of rural development, he always believed that there should not be exploitation. When the machines comes, there is exploitation. JCBs and others, there is a chance of exploitation. Even and the JCBs now everywhere we are getting and these, but there is a question obviously. But development can't stop. It is you can't say that computer is absorbing our job, AI is absorbing our job, but rather how AI can create job. This is important, right? So we can't tell that earlier everything it is not there. So over the passage of time, when the gradual changes, even I was in National Institute of Rural Development as a student, as a faculty, as guide, supervisor, different schemes. We have seen that there are a lot of rural development asset was created. It's called category B types of assets, right? Category B types of asset. But in NIT, we are doing a study. It's called demand switchover study. The study was at the national level, 27 states which conducted, and Northeastern was my area to do all the Northeastern states. The question arises that there are so many assets was created, like ponds and other leveling of lands to create agricultural land. But still people are looking for job, demanding for job. Why not they can be self-employed, right? Now, if you see that guidelines also, the tagline is a dignity. Nowadays, talking dignity of the labor, right? And our SDG goal number 8 is talking about the decent work. But that the labor, rural labor should also get some dignity. It's not that all the time you're asking for and this. But some changes, it's obvious. As I told you, over the passage of time, lot of things you can blame the corruption, the transparency was not there, blaming on that, several things. The state specific it varies, so several. As we have a better the unity in diversity. Every state government they have their own things to capture those things. Rural development nowadays it's called even the political economy, right? So rural development is such a thing that it is more the dividend for the politics and others. So everybody is doing something for rural development. Now, this MGNRGA's program now they have shifted to this. The argue is that earlier we had 100, now they would like to do the 150, 125 days. Now 125 days job, right? But the guarantee it was given, but the earlier it was an act kinds of thing. Now it's a bill and the program. This is the basic difference is happening. So people are little bit worried about that thing that whether it will be guaranteed or not. 125 days mandate will create like any other program, right? This is one of the issues are there, no doubt about that thing. That earlier it was thought that it will be 100 days guaranteed. But there is also question that whether any state, anywhere, any level, rural level, whether they have received 100 days job or not. Till then, the mandate creation. I was in Agartala, Tripura, and then that time continuously for small state, Tripura was the number one to create the mandate. More than 80 mandates, 83, 87, continuously 7 years they got the highest this thing. But there also the question arises who are happening. So over the gradual shifting we have seen, there is a lot of changes happen. Let's say for example, agriculture labor, right? Agriculture labor, whether the availability of agriculture labor due to MGNRG, whether available or not. I have seen several things that the only women force are working, the male force are not going to the MGNRG. You can take it the positive side, you can say it in other sides also, other sides of the column. That means males are not being attracted, they are going for other job. That means the wage is not that much, right? That's why people are going. Migration is a nature, no doubt about the migration. Even I came here, Nagaland, I am also migratory, right? So a lot of people, even I went to there's Mumbai. Mumbai Bandhan Bank, they had a board meeting there in Mumbai. So in I put it in the Hyatt. So the restaurant, the Chinese restaurant, I met nurtured by two ladies. They are from Nagaland. So, oh, you're from, sir, you are from Nagaland. And so we made a lot of photos and other, sir, please come and these. I told, I will not come. If they call, I will come. It is that thing. But the migration is in nature. Nobody can stop. People are migrating from here to there. So, sometimes conflict, some issues are there. But the migration is there. So the male force are not that much attractive, okay, to MGNRG. Rather, women are coming. Third thing was that, as Andrew was mentioning, is very important, is that it was treated as a isolated program. The mandate was to create some job opportunity, whether you are working or not. Even sometimes you see that during puja vacation or puja time or some festivals are going on, some mandates will create it. Whether they are working or nobody knows. Now slowly, and even there is a proxy labor also. So those things are there. Lot of things are there. Proxy. I'm not going on my behalf. Somebody will go with the job card and other, whether they are present there or not. Something happened. It was some news from the area that okay, I have given him 30 days on paper. He worked for 10 days, but payment was given for another 10 days. So 40 days or like that. So there is malpractices and those things are there. No doubt about that. You can't put figure to any particular thing, but state specific, even the state wise or the locality wise, they made that. So then the check and balance is required, right? How to make. Now we have this mobile. No doubt it is a mobile. I can see that there. So first it came that you made a geotag. All that in Tripura and other, they are against of that. We don't have that Android mobile. Government have to give the Android mobile. Other is our. They have that Android mobile, but they are not going to use geotagging, right? So then government have to give us Android mobile. Otherwise, we need training. It's very easy, but they are not ready to accept those things, right? So how much work is there? The same thing, even we made some monitoring kinds of thing. The same pond this year, after 2 years, has the same pond. The road this year, again sometime there. So sometime it happened. I'm not telling that everybody is telling lie. I'm not telling that there is every state is doing corruption. But some practices also there to mislead the people. We recall, okay, last year it happened. So something changes and okay, the transparency, social audit, posters, everything was there. But till there are also, we are also very sharp brand, right? So we first create law, then we find out where is the loopholes are there, then we made the amendment, then again we change this thing, we come with another law. This is our thing. Whether it's a traffic and this, the beautiful traffic police and other, except Mizoram. Mizoram is they are the best to obey the traffic, right? But apart from that, everywhere the traffic rules are there, but we try to overlook those things and how we can save those things. And so MGNREGA to shifting, there was a little bit change on that over the passage of time. Right now, I can't tell that whether it is good or it will be good or it will be bad. It is not the time because we need time. We need some study. We need some fact check. With data only will show. But MGNREGA, there are some loopholes, no doubt. And and also there are some positive side. If you see that during COVID time, the data was there. During COVID time, this program fed lot of people. When the lot of labor came back from different states, this is the program which give them food, security, some money, cash, hard money. It was given, no doubt about. So and if you go to the asset verification, and a lot of innovation also happened. It's a part of rural development evaluation, as I mentioned you earlier. From simply mere making a 100 days job guarantee, slowly over passage of time, that scheme also changes. Say for example, it was a part of water conservation, which is very important. A lot of innovation happened with the water conservation. In Tripura, I have seen that in the West Tripura district, the DM made a cluster of 1,000 ponds. It's a river bank, right? River is there. So most of the there is a Howrah river. There's a flat system. It's a flooding. What they did, they made the cluster nearby to the river and with this MGNRE. So when there is a flood, the water becomes storage. So it was not affecting to the locality. So that was there. And with that storage, they made the other livelihood option. Like as Andrew was mentioning, the mixing of wage employment program and self-employment program. Both are required. So what they did, so first they made a pond. Pond is a part of wage employment program, right? But when pond was filled up with water, they started with vegetable cultivation, paddy cultivation, duckery, that integrated farming, fishery. So it was started as a wage employment, but it was shifted to the self-employment and also addressing to the climate change, right? The water level, water conservation. So a lot of innovation happened. Even that I was talking in NIWAS, National Institute of Water and Sanitation, and recently they are going to make an international seminar that they have put me in the committee. Uh, there also we are advocating how the indigenous knowledge of Northeast, even if you see here, the Nagaland, the community ownership, the community-led conservation of water is excellent. Lot of systems are there to water conservation. Even the tribals people in Northeast, they have a lot of innovation. So they tried to link those innovative or indigenous method to the MGNRE. So a lot of innovation was there. So I am telling you, it is not only the wage employment over the passage of time. There are some good innovation, good practices were there. There are also some malpractices are there. So the time was there to think or rethink again how the program can get set. So in this junction, if you see as an academic, I am not in the position whether tell whether it will be good or bad. But we can project something, we can assess something, we can smell something. It may happen, it may not happen because the program yet to run. The concrete guideline, what will be there? A lot of agitation is going on, but we are not on that. What will come to us, we are going to. And that's why this kinds of workshop and discussion is very, very important, not only with the media, but also other stakeholders it is required. But sometimes it should be dialogue, not that debate and the conflict and other. So this is important. So the first thing is that it is targeting 125 days. If it is happened, then it's good. No doubt. Say 100 days. Why 100 days? Earlier it was 100 days. Now what is the question of why 100 days? I was writing a paper for the UNU, Japan and the JNU. They made a seminar, and when I was asking about that, even several times the left government in West Tripura and other, they were demanding for 200 days. So I was giving a recommendation that wage employment may change to 150. But I got a question mark, and they were asking, what is your justification to ask for 150? So no justification. So even 100 days, whether it is a sufficient or not, you don't know. 125 days sufficient or not, you don't know. Okay, but at least upgradation from 100 to 125 days, if it is happening, we'll be very happy. Even if it is 150, as a student of rural development, I will be more happy. No doubt. But there is question, no doubt. Again, I am telling you, earlier it was the act, guaranteed the 100 day, and now it isn't. Second problem is the most of the state is now asking the question, the mainly 60-40 ratio. All the earlier it was a program of 75-25, Northeastern is a little bit advanced, we used to get the advantages. Again, this program also 90-10. The ratio is the central government share will be 90 and state government will be 10. But other big state, it's a 60-40. So state way it's a burden to the state. So state are not no, right? If it is a not as per the ruling government as an anti and those are other opposition, they are no. So from very beginning, the 40% who will give this 40%. Second, the state is concerned on that. Earlier, you create job and as it is a guaranteed that you have to give the entire amount supposed to get from the central government. Now it is not like that. The state is facing the challenge that this 40% you have to make the thing. And the work category also, now the because of, as I told you, mobile is very, very important and very challenging. What they have done it, that everything now they are coming as a digitalization. This is one of the thing, the use of modern technology mostly. So starting from biometric, this thing, digital payment, online payments and other, DBT, direct benefit transfer and other. So, and as much as possible to keep more transparent, the people should get the direct benefit. Here the states are coming different question, whether it will be direct benefit scheme and other, whether it is bypassing state government and putting the money. So where will be our vote bank, right? So they are you are I mean bypassing direct. But the thing is, I have seen that the DBT also, uh, other states who are refusing those things initial stage, and they came as a better way. Initial stage were agitating and hesitating both, but again they came in the better way. But here, as a from northeast point of view, I have one worried about that because of the network connection. In Mesdipema, I am not getting. Last 2 days, yesterday I have a seminar, international seminar. I was a speaker. The program was in Nepal. From 18 countries, people are there on World Meteorological Day, and there also my topic was that how meteorology is affecting rural development. I am a man of rural development. I dream, think, everything on that. But there I face the challenges. So I had to send the PPT to them, not visual, only audio. Even it was a 20-minute slot, so 5 minutes. Here is my question. I mean, little bit, whether it is sustaining or not, whether it can address properly. If it is happening, I'm okay with that. It is important. It is, but even I am telling, it should not be lame excuse that yes, we don't have network, so we will stop it. Rather, because of that, if we are getting better network, then it's good. If it is another byproduct, that because of the network now Wi-Fi is there. If it is not the, the issues is going on via Tripura, the cable network, okay, that network is coming for the other northeastern states, Bay of Bengal and other. We are working the BIMSTEC thing, the Bay of Bengal based things. So I think it may not depending on the Hormuz kinds of thing, but in the Bangladesh, good relation with Bangladesh, it may happen. So if it would become mandatory for this biometric and these things, I'm hopeful that because of this, we will get better network. So let us hopeful. I'm a positive in that. Third thing is that if you see that entire program, earlier there was a issue related to agriculture labor and all. So they have given 60, I can say 60 holidays, okay, labor holidays. So holidays in that sense that during that time you can work in agriculture. So it will not affect our agriculture production. You can involve in the agriculture holiday. Now today I was discussing with one my colleague in National Institute of Rural Development. He is the head of Center for Wage Employment. So here there we are discussing, if there is no water, then what will happen, right? If there is water and agriculture is going on smoothly, then holidays is okay. If there is no order, so there is no clear cut thing that 60 days holidays in which period, right? When so maybe as states are now getting better stake, 40% they have to make. They may arrange like in our university system. My teacher was telling, "Oh, you came for that this after this there will be 38 days break." Okay, so my teacher was telling that how you are getting all this break. Then I told, okay, the thing is 70 days holiday, right? You are taking during Durga Puja. It's a West Bengal and their Durga Puja you are taking 30 days. We don't have the Durga Puja in Nagaland. We are taking during Christmas and other, so that 40 days. But anyway 70 days. So the UGC has given the liberty. This is your holidays. You can arrange as per local. See, localization of holidays, right? Similarly, this can happen. That 60 days. It may happen for Nagaland something. It may happen. So I don't think that there will be a uniformity, right? Because of the festivals and other things. So holidays, 60 days holidays, in which period till yet to come, and we are waiting for that. And I'm sure that it will be state wide because state is giving 40% their share. Fourth important, what we are thinking that what Andrew was saying, and this is very important. Now it is coming as a holistic plan of the development, not as a isolate. Earlier we had it was called manpower planning, right? Manpower planning. You know that MG Energy. It was a manpower planning. Now they have come as a not in the isolated bucket. And earlier it was we used to call as a sectoral planning, health sector plan, agriculture sector plan, livelihood sector plan, like that. But now they are coming with a mostly holistic plan. So it will be part of the uh, government entire village development, BDP. And that's why I am focusing in my department also, the rural development and planning. At least that department should get important. Mostly how the GIS based planning. Earlier you used to do people's plan, participatory approach through PRA and other things. Now the GIS remote sensing. So now our student, earlier we have never studied. Now the GIS way, right? So earlier the GIS application through mobile, it was only one point. Now they are telling if you are doing a say water bodies, you have to make a water this GIS fencing. GIS fencing. That means your length, width, and breadth all are intact. So the next time you can't claim the same pond in another financial year. Okay. So if it is happening, but it is require vigorous training program, staffs and other, right? And most probably the it will create more job opportunity, not only for the rural level, but it may create job opportunity for the youth also, right? If they have a mobile, now they can work as a service center kinds of thing to know this skill, AI and other thing, it may create another. I am hopeful for that, right? Another thing is that they have made specifically few categories which is going to make a rural infrastructure, which is good. And if you see that the guideline till yet to come, but the thing is they have already made, you know, three categories of village. Under Viksit Bharat and other three categories of village based on the infrastructure. So earlier, you know that even Niti Aayog also started that progressive village and this and that, right? So based on that problem. So now they are going to make that mostly three categories of village based on the infrastructure. So the category, the poor category, they don't have that. It is not that earlier it was the same scheme implemented in each and every villages, right? Now they are calling no. If the village is already developed, I have seen the villages in Nagaland. Sometimes it's look like I came in the foreign land. Okay, so my sometimes it should not be treated as a Nagaland. It's an island. It's some places even better than Switzerland. Okay, the thing is some villages, some unique villages are here, and the developed village. So the question arises that if those villages already developed, why to invest on that? Rather, which is that's the we are talking about the inequality. Inequality among the infrastructure in the villages. Let us come to the equilibrium. That is the one good thing what I found. Even I don't know whether it will happen or not, but the effort is going on. Fourth is that all are targeting, focusing on 2047. You may criticize on that. There are different people who knows what will happen in 2047. Even there are a lot of changes in the rural. I was giving a speech in the Gujarat, Namdev University, and there I told that we are talking about the Viksit Bharat, but I used to tell as Viksit Gramin Bharat. But the question arises in 2047. Right now we have around 67% of a village, but that time it will be less than 50%. Less than 50%. So I am telling to my student, you think your career, right? I will retire, but that time you will not get village to do that, or even our village will be more prosperous and developed, and that is expected in 2047. So now the question earlier it was a rural or urban. In between nowadays the urban kinds of thing, rural kinds of thing. It's a Netherlands and other. They had that idea. Now India also adopted that rural. Samaprasad Mukherjee rural livelihood mission. I mean not village, not rural, in between. So those things maybe the rural urban linkages is important in this. So the infrastructure, if it comes as proposed as a part of holistic model, that infrastructure is not only the road. Now road may be okay, so it is infrastructure as a health related infrastructure, financial infrastructure, irrigation infrastructure, different kinds of infrastructure, because without infrastructure you can't do anything. These are all in between our deeps, bones and other. So Big Say Bharat, this BBG Ramji is trying to incorporate thrust on that. So earlier focus was mostly on the wage employment, but now they are trying to holistic livelihood, and that's why how the other self-employment program, other uh, program like area development program, as I mentioned, right? So you should not treat it's a only mere wage employment 125 days. Now it is a more advanced kinds of thing, that because of that agriculture production may increase. So it's a part of agriculture plan, right? You are, when you are leveling the your tillers and those things under this scheme, that means you are improving your agriculture production. You are addressing SDG 2 also, right? So it is not only mere just creation of 125 days, but as I mentioned, yet to get the clear picture, what will be the guideline, what will be the wage. The address related to wage is very important, because I used to tell that every year, whatever is happening, our DA will increase, right? Our DA will increase. So one good SMS will get, your account is credited. So every year we are if it is not happening, a few of our colleagues have seen a DA, 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 DA. I mean, always they are discussing about the DA, 3%, 5%, 10% DA. But what about those, right? Because the DA is like that, our price inflation is going on, the all the goods and articles, so we need proper DA. But what about the wage employment? That if there it is properly addressed, how to structure the wage, that is important, and how over the passage of time, how the wage of the rural labor will increase, that is also matter of question. uh, I have seen that they are going to make some council kinds of thing, the state level wage council or something. They are trying to make in the national level wage council, which will time to time address, which will time to time guide what should be the exact wage to address the highs of or the increase of the price of different commodity and product. So ways on that, and if it is happening, if it is addressing all these things which till people have doubt, uh, then I think it will be a good thing. I'm not going with the name, the change of name, what happened on this, that people will come with that different uh, I mean, government with different political agenda. This is their thing. My concern is the livelihood of the rural people as a student of rural development. How that, whether they are going to address exactly 125 days. Even if it is more than that, I will be very happy. If it is 150, I will be very happy. Second thing, how the state will respond to that 40% as a matching. That is also matter of course. Northeast we are happy all the time, 90-10. Even UTs they are getting 100%. But the other states, here there may be some imbalance, regional imbalance. Say for example, if it's a ruling state, nowadays double engine and those talks are going there, they may get preference. If it is not in our engine, they may not get that much. This is third. So if this is addressed properly, states are responding properly, and it's a very big country, diverse country, different opinion, like NEP, still yet to properly implement the question and those things. Whether central university we are implementing, but whether state government, state university, whether they have faculties or not. So question is that. But as is a new thing, you should not think on the same thing. You can say that okay, uh, why not we can incorporate all these biometric or the digital payment in earlier scheme also. Okay, it could happen. But if it is a new thing, what is wrong with that? That is also question. So let us welcome that. But with this matter of concern, as a faculty, as a scholars, as a practitioner, as a researcher, if those things are addressed properly, we'll be very happy. We want rural people should get job more. I'm not satisfied with 125. I want more, right? As much as possible. But also, it is not that 125 into is important. Into means in that if you are thinking 100 rupees, it's not necessary, right? Into what you will give. That means per day wage. 105 25 days, it's okay, right? But into what? I am looking for into. At the rate of how much? Whether you will give 400 rupees, 500 rupees, 300 rupees, what will the way? Whether it is adjacent to the other laborer or not. This is number two. Number three, transparency, accountability. If it is happening, it is very nice. Let us welcome technology. Technology can solve a lot of things. No doubt, digital methods, all these things, why not we can use, right? Demarcation of these, bordering. So GIS application, biometric, then application of this, even the Goti Shakti schemes and other. So trying to whole government. The term, if you see this scheme, there is what is called whole government. That means it should not be isolated program. What Andrew was studying is exactly the same thing. The whole as a whole you have to think. And if they are trying to bring this scheme or program, because now it is not act, so it's a program as a part of whole development, then we'll be very happy. Fourth is asset creation. We'll be happy if the durability and sustainability assets are better, right? Fifth, I'll be very happy if we can see there is a it can create, because a lot of digital thing, it is not only rural labor but also rural youth can get other job opportunity avenues. Okay. Fifth, I will be very happy if we get the farmers, the agriculture farmers, which in the one of the pillar to address the Bikshit Bharat, how those farmers are getting benefited from that. As I told you, directly and indirectly. Say for example, they may not come as a labor, but if their agriculture land is properly making the things, their production may increase. So I will be very happy. I'll be very happy that if the women are getting substantial work. If you see that the invisible work of women, it is still is not counted in necessarily income, right? So how women participation will be given importance in this. So gender dimension of this is important. It is not only mere participation that women are going and they will get the job, but meaningful participation of women in this scheme, I will want to see as a researcher, right? As much as possible, meaningful. We are looking for drone Didi, whether women will be created to mapping those things, whether they some other avenues may create. I'll be happy that as a part of uh, this implementation of scheme, Northeast especially will get better other infrastructure in terms of electricity, in terms of mobile, I mean the network connection. If it is happening, we will be very happy, right? So these are the things. If it is coming, MGNRGA to shifting towards those there. So let us welcome, no doubt, with cautious. Let us welcome all these things, and let us give some time not to conclude anything, either good or the bad. We should not think. Let us give some time. Over the passage of time, it will give us the answer whether these issues are being addressed or not. Lot of people, not only me, other people are also thinking. Other people are working. Even the bureaucrats also they are working. As I told you, all the political parties they are also trying to get the political dividend from that. Political economies are also there, no doubt about that. So with this hope, let us welcome. I'm not against of that. Let us welcome. But if those issues are addressed, I'm hopeful those issues must be addressed in there. It is just a bill, but the working manuals, preparation, training manuals. I was talking with the NIRD. They are telling that I'll call you and prepare a module so that we can create cadre to the all the country proper implementation of the program. Our thing is, and also that we have a GPDP, Gram Panchayat Development Plan, GPDP. The GPDP is also trying to integrate this program as a part of that. It is not isolated. So, and that will help us to make better convergence, which I always advocate for convergence. Right? You have some good thing, I have some bad. Say, for example, this workshop, I can also, we can arrange in Mesdifem also together. Convergence we can do. You have something, I have something, so why not together? So convergence approach, interdepartmental, what he was telling, that this center is here because we have the nearby media people, media house. So it is better to coordinate and now the time has gone, the conflict and fighting among each other. Now time has come for better collaboration, cooperation, convergence, and coordination. If these four are addressing this program, I'm sure it is going to make a huge change in the terms of livelihood, in terms of asset creation, which is the major objective of any wage employment program, and we will obviously going ahead towards the Viksit Bharat. Either it's a 2047 or 2050, or it may happen before that. Uh, it's hardly matter. But yes, we want to be the developed among the developed countries. Our economies are going faster. It may be in the third economy. Largest economy is going to be third largest economy. But that also, as a student of rural development, I want there will be as much as possible reduce inequality. It should not be that some pillars they have a big economy and other people are deprived. So this scheme may uplift those group also as much as possible as a part of national income, and then I think everything will be okay. So let us hope for the best, and if it can reduce that inequality, that we are going to address SDG 10 also, which is important to reduce inequality. So this program is going to address number of international goals also, SDG goals, and also the Viksit Bharat. So with this, let me stop here, and if you have anything, you can share. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.